Before you put another expensive dark spot serum on your face this morning, stop for just a moment. Go to the mirror and look carefully at the spots on your cheeks, forehead, or hands. How long have you been treating them? 6 months? 5 years? Maybe even 20 years? You may have spent $60, $80, or even $200 on products promising clearer skin in 4, 6, or 8 weeks. But when you look closely, the spots are probably still there. Perhaps they have faded slightly. Perhaps new ones have appeared. And perhaps you have started asking yourself a frustrating question. Is any of this actually working? The problem may not be that you chose a cheap product or failed to use it consistently. The problem may be that most products are targeting what you can see on the surface while ignoring what is happening inside the pigment-producing cells of your skin. In this video, I will explain why dark spots become more common after the age of 60, why many conventional products fail to produce lasting results, and the 5 ingredients that target pigmentation through different biological pathways. And stay with me until number 1. It is a familiar ingredient that may already be sitting in your kitchen. However, do not put it directly on your face yet, because using it incorrectly can stain or irritate your skin. By the end of this video, I will show you exactly how the 5 ingredients may be combined into a practical morning, evening, and weekly routine. I'm Dr. Day, and for more than 3 decades, I have studied how nutrition and naturally occurring compounds interact with human biology at the cellular level. Today, we are going beyond marketing claims and examining what may actually be happening inside your skin. We will discuss why age spots develop, the enzyme responsible for melanin production, why pigmentation often returns after treatment, 5 ingredients that target different stages of pigment formation, how to use these ingredients more safely, and why daily sunscreen remains the most important step. Before we begin, leave a comment below telling me your age and how long you have been dealing with dark spots or uneven skin tone. Has it been 6 months, 5 years, or 20 years? You are not alone. I am reminded of a patient whom I will call Margaret. Margaret was a 68-year-old retired school teacher from Portland, Oregon. When she first came to see me 3 years ago, she said something I have never forgotten. She looked at me and said, "Doctor, I have spent more money on dark spot creams than I spent on my daughter's wedding dress." I did not laugh because I understood exactly what she meant. Margaret had spent decades searching for a solution. She had purchased creams, serums, correctors, brightening products, exfoliants, and treatments that promised dramatic results. She was exhausted. For Margaret, the spots were not simply a cosmetic concern. She felt as though her skin was telling a story she did not want it to tell. A story about aging that made her feel less visible and less confident. To understand why her previous treatments had failed, she first needed to understand how dark spots actually form. Your skin contains specialized cells known as melanocytes. Melanocytes produce melanin, the pigment responsible for the color of your skin, hair, and parts of your eyes. Think of each melanocyte as a tiny pigment factory. When the system is functioning normally, these factories produce and distribute melanin relatively evenly across the skin. That even distribution helps create a uniform complexion. However, after decades of exposure to ultraviolet radiation, inflammation, hormonal changes, and other biological stressors, the system can become dysregulated. Both UVA and UVB radiation can damage structures inside skin cells, including the DNA and signaling pathways of melanocytes. One of the most important components in this process is an enzyme called tyrosinase. Tyrosinase plays a central role in the production of melanin. Imagine that tyrosinase is the factory supervisor. In balanced skin, the supervisor says, "Produce enough pigment to protect the skin and then stop." But after decades of accumulated damage, that supervisor can begin sending excessive signals. Produce more. Keep producing, do not stop. The result is the formation of localized areas of hyperpigmentation. These are the brown patches that commonly appear on the cheeks, forehead, upper chest, shoulders, and backs of the hands. These spots are not simply stains resting on the surface of your skin. They represent areas in which pigment production, pigment transfer, inflammation, or cellular signaling has become overactive. This explains why many treatments provide only temporary results. Exfoliating acids, chemical peels, and bleaching products may remove or lighten some of the visible pigment near the surface. However, when the underlying signals remain active, new pigment can continue moving upward through the skin. The spot fades and then returns. It is similar to painting over rust without treating the corroded metal underneath. This is why a more complete strategy may need to target several mechanisms: melanin production, tyrosinase activity, pigment transfer, oxidative stress, inflammatory signaling, skin barrier damage, and continued ultraviolet exposure. Let us begin the countdown. Number 5 is niacinamide. Niacinamide is a water-soluble form of vitamin B3. It is widely used in skincare because it is generally gentle, compatible with many other ingredients, and supported by a substantial amount of clinical research.